Very good morning, my dear friends. Myself, Professor M.H. Channaya. In this video and two more videos followed by this, we are going to learn completely some important tricks how to draw the projections of a solid. So, in this video, friends, I am going to explain and give you some very important clues and tricks to solve problems in the examination. Friends, you know very well, the problems and solids are very important. Generally, they carry 20 to 25 marks in all the examinations of the first year engineering drawing. So, to obtain the complete 25 marks, that is 100% of the marks in the examination, we need to know how to place the object initially and get its projection. Friends, generally it involves three steps. And out of these three steps, the first step is very, very important, wherein we are going to place the object on HP usually. So, after placing the object in the correct position with reference to HP and VP, we obtain the top view and front view. And if you are able to complete the first step correctly, very systematically and in a very simple way, you will not have any difficulty to obtain the projections in the second stage, that is in the second stage. And by completing the first and second step, you are going to get 60% of the total marks allocated. And in the third step also, you can very easily complete the projections of the solid. Just like our mathematics, here every step carries equal marks. So in all solids and laminae, you are going to have three steps. So friends, now in this video, I am going to tell you about the exam tips for solving problems on solids. And as a part 6, in continuation with the lamina, I am going to have this prism solved today. Friends, after getting the views, marking of the corners and edges is also equally important. So I am going to start with a simple problem on a triangular prism. You know very well about the triangular prism. It will have three rectangular faces on its lateral surface, three vertical edges, three edges of the bottom face, and three edges of the top face. So, I have taken up the example of a triangular prism because it will have lesser number of the corners and the edges. So, if you are able to grasp the concept for drawing the projections and how to identify the problem in the examination, on the same lines, you will be able to work out any problem on any of the prisms or cylinders. Friends, now let us take the example of the prisms resting on shorter edge or rectangular face on HP. For this friend, the first important clue is that you should go through the problem completely, and if you find in any one of the problems on prisms that a word like shorter edge or shorter side and rectangular face, if you find these terms, friends, immediately it gives a clear indication that the object is going to rest on one of the shorter edges. And immediately, when you have this word shorter edge or shorter side, you write down the top and front views of the solid by keeping the prism such that one of the rectangular face or one of the shorter edges is perpendicular to VP and obtain the top view and front view. So, whenever the prism has to rest on shorter edge, that shorter edge should come to your right side. Clue number one. Clue number two, whenever it has to rest on rectangular surface on HP, then again that shorter edge should come to your right. This is applicable for all problems on all types of prism. So friends, now let me consider a prism, a triangular prism which has got a side 30 mm and height 70 mm, and it has to rest on one of the shorter edges. So if it has to rest on the shorter edge on HP, you have to place the object initially such that, friends, you are going to have, you can say instead of this shorter edge, you say corner because I have written this for the corner. So we will say resting on corner. If it is on corner, friends, one of the corner should come to your right side. Next, you will take up the other case, corner or longer edge. In the next problem, you are going to take up the other case. When it is resting on corner or longer edge on HP, because generally objects on solids or the question on solids will be given with respect to HP only. Friends, now it is to rest on a corner. You have the word, if you have the word corner in the problem or longer edge in the problem, place the prism, whatever be the prism, on HP such that one of the corners of the bottom face, there are three corners, 1, 2, 3. One of the corners of the bottom face comes to your right side, and that vertical edge, the longer edge, is perpendicular to HP. Friends, I have taken up this problem now. I have taken up a triangular prism having dimension 30 by 70. 70 is the height, 30 is the side or the shorter edge of the base that is resting on HP. Now friends, after constructing this figure, you will have to know the correct marking, because generally what happens when you have more number of sides like a hexagonal prism or a pentagonal prism, there will be 5 plus 5, 10 points, 2 for the top end and bottom end. There will be 12 corners or 12 points, and if you project all the points together, you will not be able to get the correct front and top views in the second position. So what I do, friends, I have constructed this triangular prism for the given height, and see, marking you should know thoroughly, friends. So I am going to start marking from here, either in the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So A, B, C is the, say, top face. Corresponding to this, I am going to write down here A dash, B dash, and this is C dash. And friends, for the bottom portion, it is A1 dash, B1 dash, this is C1 dash. So I have marked the top face, bottom face. Top I have marked, I have to have A1, B1, and this is C1. So O dash is the center of the top face, O1 dash is the center of the bottom face. This is the initial position. So friends, by drawing this much, you are going to score 1/3 of the total marks allocated. That is very sure. Next friends, after getting this and after marking all the edges and corners of the solid, then you should know the nomenclature of the front view. Friends, this C dash C1 dash is one of the longer edges, like this. Say, this is C dash C1 dash, B dash B1 dash, A dash A1 dash, like that. Three edges are there. So I will write down here with reference to corner only I am writing. Friends, this represents one of the longer edges. One of the longer edges. There are three such longer edges. One such is C dash C1 dash. Now friends, it is resting on longer edge on HP. Friends, what is to be done now? This longer edge is now perpendicular to HP. If it has to rest on HP, we have to redraw this figure such that this longer edge rests on the XY line, the line of intersection of VP and HP. Friends, I am redrawing this front view. If we call this as figure number 1, this figure number 2 is a photocopy of this, which is rotated through an angle of 90 degree. Friends, this A dash B dash, the top face comes here and this is C dash. Similarly for the bottom face, A1 dash, B1 dash and C1 dash. Mark the position of the axis that is closer to the AAC. You can just take the measurement from here and mark. So this is O dash and O1 dash. Friends, you can see here that the triangular prism is resting on C dash C1 dash, which is nothing but the longer edge. The longer edge is now is on HP. It is resting on the horizontal plane. Friends, this is very simple, friends. Please, this was the figure. This is the longer edge, friends. And now I have to place the object on the longer edge, on HP. So I have rotated like that. Friends, let us see how does it look in the top view. Friends, in the top view, one of this rectangular face A dash B dash A1 dash B1 dash is visible, and only the edge on which it is resting is not visible in the top view. So friends, how to obtain? You can start from one of the end faces. Say I am starting from this top face. So draw a vertical line from there. Mark all this. So this is from A, this point A, and again B comes on this, and this is the point B. Then C comes exactly in between those two. This also you should know clearly, friends. So this is how this face looks. Similarly for bottom face, friends, in all the prisms, the bottom and top faces will have this similar look or the view. So friends, this is A1, this is C1, this is B1, and this axis O1 coincides with this. So I will say O, and this is O1. This is the axis of the solid. And friends, this is also the longer edge of the solid. Friends, how to complete the view? We have marked all the points. Now friends, remember, in any of these solids, whether it is a prism, a cylinder, a cone, or a tetrahedron, whatever it may be, always the borders of the figure in the front and top views are to be shown by full line or visible line. So friends, all the borders of this figure, this is the one face of the solid, this is the second face of the solid, and this. Friends, when you are looking from the top, it's very easy to visualize. This AA is visible. Yes, AA is visible. BB is also visible because it is a border. Whereas the edge CC, longer edge CC, is not visible in the top view. I will show it again, friends. So this is the longer edge that is not visible, friends. And hence we have to show this by a dotted line, an invisible line. This will be exactly between these two lines. Friends, this is the top view of the solid. And friends, this will give you front view of the solid. So this is the case when this prism is resting on longer edge on HP. Now friends, longer edge on HP or corner on HP. Suppose if it has to rest on a corner with the object making some angle. So this is for the first part I have done, friends. If it is resting on a corner, so again friends, after obtaining this figure, if it has to rest on a corner, we have to reproduce this figure number here such that that is at an angle. So this corner is going to be C1 dash, and friends, whatever the angle they give, for that angle we are going to draw the projections of the solid. So instead of the rectangular face, if the object is resting on a corner, this is how the solid will look. Friends, this is when it is resting on a rectangular surface. Maybe they will give you third position, how to obtain the views of the solid. Next here now friends, for the same, if it has to rest on a corner, this is how we draw. So here friends, let us mark this. This is A dash, B dash, this is C dash, this is A1 dash, B1 dash, O1 dash, C1 dash, this is O dash. Friends, the same thing I have written here when the solid is resting on corner. So this is a corner on HP. So you will get this position only if the object is placed initially with the corner of the solid coming towards the right side of the observer. So if you are all the observers, this corner should be to the right. Then only while tilting this, you will get it. So here friends, you should be very careful to obtain this position. There are different ways how the question can be framed. They can say the axis is at an angle of say 40 degrees to HP. So when this is at 40, obviously friends, the bottom end, that is A1 dash, B1 dash, C1 dash is at an angle of 90 minus 40. So this will be at an angle of 50 degrees because the axis and the base of the solid or the bottom face are 90 degrees to each other. And one more thing is, since the axis and the longer edge are parallel to each other, whether they give you the axis of the solid inclined to HP or the longer edge inclined to HP, it is one and the same. Suppose they give you that the longer edge is inclined at 40 degrees to HP, or the axis is inclined at 40 degrees to HP, or the bottom face of the solid is at 50 degrees to HP. All these mean the same. So this is very important. So the first part is common. This is when it is resting on rectangular face. This is how it should be. Up to here, you get 2/3 of the marks allocated, whatever may be the question. Friends, here, when the axis is at an angle to HP, I will tell you how to mark and obtain the figure. Friends, it is a common mistake found from the students or amongst the students that since there are 2, 3, 4 points at the top face and 4 at the bottom face, they just draw all the vertical lines, the projectors from all these lines, and all this again 4 plus 4, 8. So they will have 8 horizontal lines, 8 vertical lines. They will not know exactly which corner comes where. So my suggestion and clue is that friends, you always start for all the solids from one of the end faces, preferably the one which is away, you start from there. Now friends, if I am looking at this solid in this position, what happens friends? Let me start with this end. So the observer will be able to see this complete surface, that is ABC, that is a triangular face of the prism. Now friends, go in order from point A next to B and C, so on. So friends, I draw a vertical line from this point. That is from A I have drawn a horizontal line from this A and a vertical line from there. They meet at that point. Immediately you should mark it as point A. The point A is over. Next B. Draw a vertical line from B, a horizontal line from B. Friends, this is going to be the point B. You got A, B, C. Friends, draw a vertical line from C, a horizontal line from C, which passes exactly through the midpoint of this. So friends, we have got C. Please follow the same step, same procedure you will have to follow for all the problems in solids, developments, planes, etc. Now friends, this ABC represents the top face of this prism. So this ABC. This is visible to the observer completely. It is just like a sloping roof. This is one roof, this is the other sloping roof. So the observer will be able to see both the right and left side sloping roof. So ABC we have got. We know it is visible to the observer, friends. So I am going to join A to C, B to C, and A to B, friends. This is how it looks. Then O is here, the center of the top face, and horizontal from O, vertical from there. This will give you point O is the center of the top face. And again, friends, another important clue for you. In all the prisms, cubes, and cylinders, prisms, cubes, and cylinders, whatever the top you get for this end, you are going to get another exactly identical figure for the bottom face. Means for the top face I have got ABC like this, for the bottom face also you should get similar face. So this point is A1, very obviously. A1 is longer edge, then B. This is B1, and friends C. C is here, friends. So this point is C, friends. Please follow carefully. I know the top face visible, I have completed that. If I had a pentagonal prism, you will have 5 points here. A square, 4 points. No, friends. In all the figures, I just told you in the beginning of this video that the borders are always full lines, visible line. That is to say, friends, border A1 should be a full line, that's a longer edge. A full line, BB1 is also a full line, then this A1, B1 is also a full line. And friends, what happens here? We have got AA because this surface is also visible. That's why I have marked AA full line, BB full line. This triangular face full line I have marked this point as say point C1, friends. So A1, B1, C1. What happens, friends? When you are looking at this object from the top view, it is exactly similar to this. You are not able to see this corner and also that slant edge. This slant edge is here now. This slant edge is not visible to the observer in the top view. Hence, that particular edge CC to be joined by an invisible line, a dotted line. When C is not visible, friends, please observe, when C is not visible, these two shorter edges of the bottom face are also not visible. So friends, I am going to show this A1 C1 by a dotted line. Similarly, C1 B1 also by a dotted line. Friends, this is how we see, and this will give you point O1, that is center of the base. So this is how the top view of the solid appears when the axis is making an angle. So friends, if the axis is at an angle to HP, they are going to place the object like this, obtain this view. So 1/3 mark for this and 1/3 mark for this. Similarly, if it has to rest on the longer edge, 1/3 mark for this, again 1/3. So like this, if the initial position of the solid is drawn correctly, then 1/3 mark immediately you get. And when the first position of the solid is drawn correctly, the second position goes automatically, and that you'll be able to just reproduce the first figure as second figure while resting on HP on the longer edge or resting on a corner like this. So finally I can conclude, in all the problems on prisms and cubes, whenever it has to rest on a corner or on a slant edge on HP, corner on HP, friends, you have to place the object, the prism on HP such that one of the corner of the bottom face is to your right side, and very obviously this rectangular surface or shorter edge is perpendicular to the vertical plane as shown. Friends, following this video, you will have two more videos on this particular projection of solids. And if you are able to grasp all these concepts, the basics or the fundamentals of this drawing, then I am assuring you that you will never have any difficulty to score the complete mark of 20 or 25 depending on the university. Minimum 20 marks are allocated for the solids. So friends, go through the complete video without skipping any part of it. And if you like this video, please share the information about my video and about my channel with all your friends without fail. Wish you all best of luck. Have a wonderful day.